the Nafs Self-Ego, and its purification. The inner Jihad. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed. Today, we confront the most formidable adversary and the most profound battleground on the spiritual path. The Nafs, our lower self or ego. It is the seat of our base instincts, passions, and negative traits like anger, greed, envy, and pride. It is our greatest internal obstacle, constantly pulling us towards worldly attractions and away from our spiritual ascent. Understanding the Nafs is the first crucial step in mastering it, like the Ra, which is pure and from Allah, while the outward struggle. The Jihad Asgar is significant. The Sufi emphasizes the Jihad al-Akbar. It's a greater struggle against the self within. Join me as we explore the nature of the Nafs, its various states, the rigorous journey of purification that leads to inner peace and true servitude. To Allah, the term Nafs in Islamic psychology is multifaceted, encompassing the self, ego, psyche, soul, and even desires. While still prone to error, its self-reproach indicates a yearning for good and a spiritual struggle has begun. It is dominated by base desires, selfishness, and worldly attractions. This involves resisting temptations, enduring hardships, and actively working against one's base inclinations. It resists spiritual discipline and seeks instant gratification. This is the starting point for most impurified souls. This includes the Nafs, when unpurified, tends towards evil and rebellion against Allah's commands. The Quran identifies key states of the Nafs, outlining its spiritual progression. Nafs al-Ammarah, by al-Su, the inciting Nafs. This is the lowest state, commanding one to evil. This Nafs is content, at peace, and entirely submitted to Allah's will. Nafs al-Lawwama, the self-reproaching Nafs. A higher stage where the Nafs begins to awaken. It commits sins but then feels remorse and regret. This instills self-accountability and sincerity, curbing the Nafs' inclination towards wrongdoing. This is the beginning of consciousness and a sign of a living conscience. This acts as a cleanser for the heart, gradually burning away the darkness of heedlessness and replacing it with divine light. The Murshid, having traversed the path and purified their own Nafs, can, his attributes and one's own shortcomings, fostering humility and gratitude. The repetition strengthens the spirit and weakens the Nafs grip. Nafs al-Mutma'innah, the tranquil Nafs, the highest state attained through rigorous purification. It finds joy in remembrance of Allah and is free from the agitation of desires. It is the state promised salvation in the Quran. O tranquil soul, return to your Lord, well pleased and pleasing Him. The transformation from Nafs al-Ammarah to Nafs al-Mutma'innah is the core of the Sufi path, achieved through Mujahada struggle, conscious and continuous effort against the ego's desires and tendencies. Riyada, spiritual discipline. Rigorous practices designed to tame and purify the Nafs. Reduced sleep, waking for tahajjud night vigil prayer. This is the meaning of Jihad al-Akbar, conquering the self to serve the divine. But its reward is immeasurable. A heart tranquil in Allah, a soul liberated from its lower impulses, and a life lived in full, beautiful servitude. Reduced speech, guarding the tongue from idle talk, gossip, and falsehood. If this lecture resonated with your spirit, please like this video, subscribe to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed, and share your thoughts on purifying the self in the comments below. Until our next spiritual unveiling, may Allah assist us in our inner jihad. Reduced food, fasting in moderation, and eating to weaken the physical desires that fuel the Nafs. Reduced socializing, limiting excessive interaction to avoid distractions, and focus on Allah beyond outward practices. Inner spiritual tools are paramount. Dhikr, remembrance of Allah, constant invocation of Allah's names and phrases. Muraqaba, contemplation, vigilance, a state of constant awareness that Allah is watching. Tafakkur, reflection, deep thought on Allah's creation. The guidance of a perfected Murshid, a spiritual guide, is invaluable in this arduous journey. Diagnose, identify the specific spiritual ailments of the murid's Nafs. Prescribe, provide tailored remedies and practices. Dhikr, specific disciplines to address those ailments. Protect, shield the murid from the subtle traps and illusions of the Nafs. Inspire, serve as a living example of a purified soul, motivating the murid through their presence and wisdom. This personalized guidance accelerates the process and prevents misdirection, The purification of the Nafs leads to profound transformation and true spiritual liberation, inner peace, and contentment. The heart is no longer agitated by desires or worldly attachments. Sincerity and humility. Actions are purely for Allah's sake, free from pride or ostentation. Universal love and compassion, freed from selfishness. The soul extends love and kindness to all creation. Wisdom and clarity. The purified heart becomes a mirror reflecting divine truths. True servitude to Allah, the Nafs. Once a rebellious master becomes a humble servant, aligning completely with Allah's will. The purification of the Nafs is a lifelong jihad, an inner struggle that requires unwavering commitment and divine assistance. It is the ultimate purpose of Sufi essence. Thank you for joining me on this profound exploration of the Nafs.